Gurudev by Damayanti Sejwal. Chapter 2: Intuitive Learning. On leaving Bifal, Gurudev was drawn towards Ayodhya, the birthplace of Shri Ram. There the child Ram Rao stayed among a group of sadhus of the Naga cult. Taking advantage of his tender age, these sadhus overburdened him with menial work, but he took all of this in his stride as though this was the first step towards tapasya, and worked on cheerfully. On a fateful day, when Ram Rao was sitting on the banks of the river Saryu, the brilliant saint Patit Pavanji Maharaj of Ramanandi Vaishnav Panth happened to pass along, and seeing the child, he spoke out, as if unwittingly, "Ram, alas, you have come. I was waiting for you." Gurudev greeted Maharaj Shri with Sashtang Namaskar and said, "I wish to come with you," and he narrated his hardships and asked with childlike simplicity and expressed his fears. "Will they beat me if I accompany you?" Maharaj Shri replied in a confident tone, "Follow me, none can stop you." Gurudev followed him fearlessly, and the Naga cult watched the departure of the divine pair as if dumbstruck and with wondering eyes. Later, Maharaj Shri gave him the Virakti Diksha and instilled in him love and service of humanity. Now, as a Virakta, after initiation, he was named Ranchoddasji Maharaj. He was taught yoga, philosophy, and ritual worship of Shri Ram. Later, Maharaj Shri lovingly ordered Gurudev to travel all over India for first-hand experience. During his Padyatra, Gurudev studied essence of several prevalent religions, such as Buddhism, Jainism, Swami Narayan Dharma, etc., and came in contact with their main theologians. As he came to know more and more, his curiosity knew no bounds. He exhaustively studied all prevalent philosophies and theological literature. As a result, he achieved a high degree of proficiency in Sanskrit, Gujrati, Bengali, and several other languages. During his travels, once while he was resting for the night in a South Indian temple, a tantric woman approached him. In her insane desire to attain tantra sadhana and to propitiate her goddess, she had already sacrificed her husband and son. Now, as her final sacrifice in order to become a tantric, she saw in the person of Gurudev a Purna Purusha, fit for her sacrifice before the tantra goddess. As a prelude to the sacrifice, she tied a silken thread around Gurudev's feet. But before she could proceed, Maharaj Shri appeared in Gurudev's dream and said, "Wake up, untie the thread from around your feet." Gurudev obeyed, and out of curiosity he tied it to a buffalo's feet. With a piercing scream, the buffalo died. Gurudev's tender heart was shaken. He thought he was responsible for the animal's death. But Maharaj Shri later consoled him thus: "In any case, that day was the last day in that animal's life. However, on your uttering of Ram Naam at his death, it became cause for his mukti." Now, Gurudev was consoled and also grateful that his mentor was protecting him at every step. On completion of his travels, Gurudev returned once again to Maharaj Shri in Kashmir. After some time, Maharaj Shri told Gurudev, "To see the better side of the Tantra Vidya, you better go to Tibet and stay there for some time, and after you experience with the Lamas, you may return to me." He cautioned, "The Lamas may tempt you with their Tantra Siddhis, but you stick to your own Ishtadev. The Devi's idol over there is so miraculous that on her darshan everyone seems to perceive in her the idol to which he or she is devoted." The Tibetan Lamas welcomed him warmly and showed him ancient literature on Tantra Shastra and asked him to study it. By way of demonstration of their tantric powers, the Lamas started playing on the tabla, and the atmosphere in the Devi temple changed from joy to sorrow, and all the people started sobbing with tearful eyes. After a while, the Lamas altered and regulated their rhythm on the tabla, so that all those who were in tears stopped sobbing and started dancing with ecstasy and joy. They started laughing without any apparent cause, but as soon as the Lamas stopped playing their tablas, everything returned to normal. Observing all of this, Gurudev politely declined to waste his time on learning such petty tricks, and once again returned to Kashmir to be near his mentor Maharaj Shri. He now devoted all his time and energy to practice yoga sadhana. As the Gita says, "Be a yogi and thou shalt surely attain me." Jai Shri Ram.